Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. It's the NFC Divisional Round Playoffs of EA Sports.
Lawrence versus Love. Jordan Love's done great for the Eagles this season and given them the 1 seed. Even though it was luck, one of those teams had again, they somehow equaled 12 wins, so they got the 1 seed. Even though they're not even close to the best team in the NFC. Taking on Lawrence and the Vikings, which beat the Bucs last week.
The Ham will decide the second entrant to next week's NFC title game as we've got a great one in store between the Minnesota Vikings and the Philadelphia Eagles. Hello, everyone. As the postseason continues here on EA Sports, we're pleased to bring it to you. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And who has the edge here? You got one side that had some extra rest, but another comes in off a win last week in the wild card round.
And it's funny, depending on which team you are, you say that that's an advantage. You'll take the rest, you'll take the week off, get your guys healed up a little bit and ready to go. But that team that's coming in off of a win last week, they're really excited to keep playing. They feel like they are hot and ready to go.
So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They're led by the #1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And in some ways, he's awfully fortunate to get another shot right here in these playoffs because he wasn't particularly sharp in the wild card victory. The ball ended up in the hands of the opponents a few too many times when he threw it. It goes without saying in this one.
I really don't know how they won that.
If he does, the road's going to end right here for him and his team.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And incomplete to open things up.
Lillard had an opportunity for a big play across the middle, but he didn't have the concentration or the focus necessary and dropped it before he could haul it in.
Lawrence's throw taken in by Palmer. And he is finally out of bounds, but not before taking it down inside the 30. A big play there on the catch and run.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Lawrence.
Fumble! Eagles D. A big reason why they can win.
These guys will take over at the 30-yard line. So here come the Eagles for their initial possession of the game. They'll be led out by a first-round pick in the 2020 draft out of Utah State. This is Jordan Love.
And he and his team, they were the beneficiaries of a first-round bye earned by a tremendous regular season. He'd been a little bit nicked up so he could use the rest, and I'm sure his teammates felt the exact same way. But now it'll be interesting to watch their first few drives.
We had 14 left in the NFC sucked last
getting
year.
the rest is great, but sometimes you accumulate a little bit.
A contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. So that changes things a bit. Here's a 1st and 10 all the way down at the 35. Now Love. Throw left side complete. That's Buchanan. Touchdown. A great play there. 35 yards. And the Eagles are on the board first here in this division round matchup. Kick is no good. And an auspicious start here kicking-wise as this one stays a 6-0 game. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. This will be fielded inside the 5. And they will wrangle him down a couple of yards shy of the 30. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. And last time the turnover on the fumble, and they were in enemy territory, so that had to be very frustrating. Down on the scoreboard here, can't do it again.
You nailed every part of what was frustrating. Down on the scoreboard, had a drive going, and pushed it past the 50-yard line so they felt they were in striking distance, and to come away with nothing.
Oh, he tried to pitch it, and the ball's loose.
Wow, that ball was not free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people on base.
And he loses the football a second time. And the Eagles have recovered.
Okay.
Okay, after those first 2 drives, I think there's a head coach who's going to be called for CSI. They're going to want some forensics on this. What is going on with this ball club? Unable to hold on to the football and take care of it.
Yeah, 2 straight fumbles for them to start out.
Yeah, you would think that this team would come in ready to go. Sometimes just mentally not prepared, and it shows up in these types of plays.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. And they'll run for the first time with Najee Harris. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Najee Harris, a 13-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Not even 2 minutes into this football game, already we've had 2 scores.
You know how much I like to read about teams of old, right? The teams of yesteryear. There were some teams that were known as the point-a-minute teams. Well, obviously in a 60-minute game, that's 60-plus points. But 2 touchdowns in the first 2 minutes? My calculator doesn't operate that well.
And now on the other side, they better wake up. They haven't even gotten off the bus yet. They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. Taking
Oh my
and
God.
a mistake on the lateral. It's a loose ball. And this will be scooped up in the end zone. The field gets it. It's a touchdown. What a first quarter. Boom, you're up 3 scores just like that. The offense clicking.
And they're thinking to themselves, we can totally overwhelm this team. Now flip it over. They're going to get the ball back.
Yeah.
Can't panic here. Talk to yourselves 1 play at a time to try and get back in.
And that's cliche, but really that's the message. This is still very early on in the game.
20-0 after the first quarter.
Then you almost have no shot.
An entertaining start to this one. More to come on EA Sports. Kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be returned from deep in the end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Cost him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. Getting set to go again as we look at the back, heading onto the field again. And ball security has been a big issue. You see the numbers there. He's fumbled twice already.
And whenever we talk about ball security, it's not simply how you're holding the ball when you run it. It's all the other things that you do. Is it in the proper arm? Meaning the sideline is protecting you. Are you dipping a shoulder to protect the ball as well? And obviously the 4 points of pressure to make sure it's tucked firmly against your body so people can't pop it out.
The thing that hurt on that play, the missed tackle, that allowed the extra yardage.
It's a matchup game in the NFL. You get the guy that you want isolated, have him miss a tackle, and off you go.
That's again complete to Palmer. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. 29 yards. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit. Down 3 scores already. This game was really in danger of getting away from them. They needed a drive like that, especially on the road.
Not only to calm themselves, but maybe tamp down the crowd a little bit, because everything was against them. As you noted, this game could have gotten away from them very easily, but instead, the calming drive, now they have a little bit more confidence. Okay, we're back in it. All right, we're ready to go. That was impressive.
And the defense now needs to reciprocate. Point after, right down the middle. And that cuts this lead down to 13. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Here's Thompson to return it. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Philadelphia's offense ready to go.
Mariota's in.
There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
Why is
I agree
Mariota
with you
in?
totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way.
They
Until
just
you
took
stop
the lug
what
out
you're
for
doing,
Mariota.
why should I make any changes?
Wow.
But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to vote.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Incomplete on the deep ball.
I've got a good friend in football, always talks about predictive history. He's got one of their 2 touchdowns. You can understand why they tried to find him again. Weren't able to connect, but the thought, that was good.
Flag comes in. This might be a free play. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Buchanan. Past the 20. And finally, he is out of bounds, but not before taking it down near the 15. They knew they had the free play after the penalty. They get great yardage, so they can decline that penalty.
And one of the things we've seen develop more and more in recent years are teams seeing that penalty occur and still taking the big shot downfield and hoping to gain the yardage as we just saw there. They practice it, they work on it, and this time they're successful.
And the Eagles are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come under pressure. He's going to go down. Sack back around the 8. Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal. Here's Mariota.
Mariota, touchdown.
A great play there. There to make the grab. And the Eagles continue to show.
We're getting updates from Jordan Love's injury. It's a leg sprain. Likely he will be out for the rest of this game. That does mean the next guy up is Marcus Mariota. They also have Jared Stidham and Jacob Easton.
This is all about the defense. They've got to figure out some way, somehow to slow them down. Do they blitz a little bit more? Do they play more
Tyler Reddick.
coverage? Right now, they don't know where to go because they're hitting them in every direction.
And again, it's no good. A few boo birds coming out as he's missed his 2nd extra point here in the first half. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. And the Vikings going to take over here one more time before the half. And they've got less than 30 seconds to go here, so not a lot of time to work with. And the throw left sideline here is caught, but they'll rule it incomplete. Couldn't keep his feet in. 2nd down. So following the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 25. Here's Lawrence. They go back to Palmer. This one's complete. He's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the
169 passing yards.
play there on the catch and run.
And this offense needed something to try and seize the momentum a little bit. That might have been exactly what they needed. Now they have a chance to go downfield and score and cut into the lead.
But he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. That pass just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. They spot it on the midfield stripe, so it is a 60-yard attempt here. And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice, an ambitious effort, but it's well short. So we've come upon halftime here in this NFC Divisional round matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Charles in a minute.
And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. A trip to the NFC title game hanging in the balance. Second half action back underway. Here's Thompson on the return. Oh, miscommunication on the lateral. The ball's out.
He's going! Touchdown! But he doesn't go. He fumbled it.
In the end zone, and that's a defensive touchdown.
I'm glad we were paying attention during the rule seminar because we learned the only time you can't advance a fumble like that is in the last 2 minutes of either half.
Right. Other than that, if that ball's out, whether forward or backwards, it's live and free for anybody.
No doubt about it. When you say free, that means he's got free reign to pick it up and go. And that's exactly what happened there. Took it in for a touchdown.
Now the extra point. And they're able to cut the deficit to 12. The scoop and score, always an exciting play in football, and we witnessed it there, grabbing it off the ground and then rumbling it into the end zone for 6. So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. Here's Thompson to return it. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. The Eagles offense back out onto the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
This is intercepted. Picked up near the 34. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line. So an opening drive interception to begin this second half.
And just think about the time you spent in the locker room going over what you expected to do in the second half. Not the way they saw it, not the way they drew it up. You find out this is something that you can't just edit, right? There's no rewrite here. This is live, and now they've got to find a way out of this hole.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence. Forced out to his left. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Ways here facing 2nd and 19. Another try after the first down sack. Lawrence, he finds his man complete. That's Palmer. And he'll be out of bounds about a half to a full yard shy of the 5. A big play that time on the catch and run. First and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. Lawrence will throw. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. A great effort there. A beast in the red zone with his 2nd touchdown of the game. And the Vikings are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd. after try forthcoming. And this is back to a 5-point game. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it all culminates in a touchdown for Minnesota. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Here's Thompson on the
Pick up.
return. And he loses the football the second time.
Pick it up.
So a teammate picking him up there, that was... nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy. Because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the 3rd quarter of this divisional round matchup. Now this throw caught left side. And all the way up to the 47-yard line.
Jarrett Stidham.
On 1st down, Stidham. Throw left side complete. That's Buchanan. And he's out of bounds, but not before a big pickup that time. And what's going to wind up being the final play of the 3rd quarter. 1 quarter remains for a trip to the NFC title game. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Stidham 1st down in the red zone. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. It's 1st and goal and a late touchdown at this stage. Could officially salt this one away. Now Stidham. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
Now flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Let's see who this is on. And since the penalty occurred in the end zone, move the ball to the 1-yard line.
1st and goal from the 1-yard line. Costly penalty.
Throwing now is Stidham.
Touchdown.
First and goal. Forget running the football. Forget establishing anything. Put it in the end zone with a pass for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's the definition of catching the defense off guard there. They weren't expecting that.
And that totally goes against type, doesn't it? When you think 1st and goal from the 1, you're thinking running play.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And can you believe it? He misses another one, his 3rd so far. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. Take it in at the 3. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. So all eyes on this Vikings offense. Down on the scoreboard. A little over 80 ticks to go. Off the play fake. Here's Lawrence. And he floats one there. Incomplete. A lot of back
practice time, a lot of thinking goes into 2-minute drills, even on the defensive side. So now you want to make sure the guys understand. Continue to be aggressive, but make sure you're smart in doing so.
And he floated one out there incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions, but we know this is definitely
going
fourth down
Jefferson.
territory. Time not on their side. I don't think they want to try and get the first down in 2 installments. I think they got to go and get it right here, right now.
Completes
I read
this to
my mind.
Jefferson. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson, 78 yards. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the fourth. Here we go now as we get set for a big two-point conversion. They'll try
What was
to
that?
for it to the goal line, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30 up to the 33. Philadelphia's offense ready to give us another look. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all 3 timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that's caught inside the 35.
69 fumbled it. 69 fumbled it. 69 fumbled it. He got it. Dropped it. Stidham did everything he needed to do. It's all this guy.
Risky, and we see the risk that can be involved right there.
And you just have to know, and we've seen it because we've been at a lot of practices. It's not something
You probably just ruined Stidham's chance of ever making comeback and starting, because they're gonna lose now.
Maybe guys in to help us with tackling. Maybe we ask them to help us with the laterals as well and make that a better play.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Palmer. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
I'm a little surprised right here. They've got 3 timeouts left. The clock's running down, and they aren't using them. Those timeouts do you no good at home. Use them now.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw.
Sideline! Touchdown! Vikings take the lead.
Across for the touchdown, and it's likely the game winner here in the closing stages.
So for those of little faith, guess what? It got done. They now have the lead with that touchdown this late in the contest. I wonder if that was a play they were holding or a play that they just knew would work from past experience.
Well, I just saw it in their eyes on the sideline before starting that last drive, and they did. You're right. They got it done. Looks like they're going to be the winners. So here come the Vikings now as they'll again go for 2. They'll try to run it here. And no, it's incomplete. So they can't convert for 2, but they still have the lead as we get toward the end of the 4th. So they're unable to stretch it to a 3-point lead. Now you got to be careful on the kickoff because a field goal obviously beats you.
Definitely, and that's why they went for 2. They wanted to make sure field goal wouldn't beat them. Now they're in a position where they've got to cover well and make sure they don't get into range and put one through the post.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. He will return this from deep in the end zone. And with time a factor here,
Except
just
if
take a knee and they'll put it
the Eagles were to lose this game, except the Super Bowl
set
is.
to begin their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the
Broncos.
clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in
Broncos
position
see.
for the second one. Whether you're
Broncos
able to get into
Vikings. So
field
we'll
goal
probably be
range,
a low scoring.
And
One!
that's caught
Dot!
inside the 35.
But Vikings guy will sack him. 1 second left.
And now they're going to get the timeout. A huge play has him in field goal range with a chance to
The kicker's
win.
missed 3 times. Does he have a chance?
So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. So this is certainly a tough test here in the early career of the rookie kicker.
It's up. Ugh.
And it's no good. He comes up empty on the late field goal try, and they are out here in the divisional round. The Vikings will continue on in these playoffs as we say so long, everybody. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. With that, we say 24-hour cheesesteak shop, here we come.
oh yeah, and I'm buying, partner. And guess what? I'm having mine with.
And I'm having 2 if you're buying. Good night.
What a heartbreaker. The Eagles up 20-0. They lose.